morning. Happy holidays once again. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us on this episode of SJU on Fandom. And today I have assembled a crazy panel because we're going to be talking about Black creatives who are going to be shaping the next decade of media. I'm so excited to have all these folks here. I've got me my Ed Greer. Hello, Ed Greer.
Hello.
Hello. I've got me my Joelle Monique.
Howdy.
Good to see you again. And I have, for the first time here, but certainly not the first time in my heart, I've got my open mic Eagle here.
Good day, everyone.
Hello. Talking with us about some stuff. Not wrestling this time.
Not this time.
Because they don't like when we talk the wrestling on the channel.
What?
Not The Office, but just the fans are always like, I don't watch this. I've heard of Hulk Hogan.
Oh, no.
Yes.
There's been so many since.
There's been so many people doing the
Understatement of the century.
There have indeed been other wrestlers.
There have. And so today, yes, we're going to be talking about some of the really exciting, some young, some older, because Lord knows we all blossom at different ages. We're going to be talking about just some of the great Black filmmakers and actors and producers and people who are going to be really leading us into this next decade. We've all got a couple that we're really super psyched to talk about. Joelle is jumping in her seat. So,
yes.
Joelle, who would you like to highlight?
We talked about it a lot yesterday, but we're going to keep talking about Ava because what she's done
Ava
is incredible. So not only, a list of incredible movies from Selma to When They See Us was a TV show. She's in Queen Sugar. But Ava also has Array. So with the TV show, she's often making sure that women are being placed as directors. Julie Dash, who directed Daughters of the Dust. Tina Mayberry, who did Mississippi Damned. Cheryl Dunye, who did Watermelon Woman. I'm going to name them all so that you know.
Do it.
Sally
Give
Richardson Whitfield, who did voice actors from Gargoyles. You know her, you love her. Tanya Hamilton, Night Catches Us. Numa Perrier, who I think is like the next great director. She's stunning. Her film Jezebel should be available on DVD very soon. Victoria Mahoney, who did Yelling at the Sky, and then Nima Barnett, who directed Civil Brand. All of them in the past 3 years have gone on to direct episodes of Queen Sugar, which is great. She also has Array Studios, which is a distribution company. So instead of a production company, which is out there producing, making films from the starter post script process, Array is oh, did you finish your film? We're gonna make sure people see it, which is incredible because so many Black creatives are out here making films and then getting them into a theater or onto a Netflix or a Hulu or whatever.
Distribution is such a pain.
It's hard because they have to make sure they're gonna recoup whatever they give you to do the distribution. So Array is releasing a lot of its films on Netflix, which is great because we know almost everybody has access to a Netflix account.
Might not be yours, but you have access.
But you can get on there. And I think that there's something really incredible about putting consistently your money where your mouth is. That's Array is known for hosting these really great sort of get-togethers with other behind-the-scenes creative minds, mostly women, mostly Black, and developing new narratives and making sure that people get seen and placing jobs that are awesome. And I just really value what Ava's done over just the last 10 years, just this decade. And I feel like she's got so much more in store for us.
Oh yeah, I'm super psyched. I'm all of those helping people up the ladder is so important, and sometimes folks do not do that, and that sucks. And just creatively as a filmmaker, I am so pumped to see what her New Gods looks like for Disney.
She's doing New Gods?
She's doing New Gods, dude.
Wow. She's going to give us the dark side?
At the very least, we're getting a Granny Goodness and Barda, and that's what I need in my life. So I'm really excited, and she's excited. She's just pumped about the material, which so not all of our superhero directors enjoy the original material. So it's gonna be exciting to see what somebody who does with the property.
Fun fact, Ava, not many people know she used to be a rapper.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, spill the tea. Tell us what happened.
She used to be a rapper. She was in a group with another female rapper that used to perform at the Good Life Cafe, and she actually did one of her first film projects was a documentary called This Is the Life, and it's about the Good Life Cafe. So all of these rappers like Freestyle Fellowship, Ice Cube had been through there, Snoop Dogg had been through there. In the early 90s. So I first became aware of her as a director of this documentary called This Is the Life, which everybody should see. And it's got a little footage of her doing her MC thing with her braids back in the day.
Well, I mean, what's great about
I
her?
did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, what's great about her is she's had time to have lives because, like, she didn't pick up a camera until later, and that's what's really cool about her story. One of the very varied great things about her story is, like, she didn't let, like, oh, I'm X age and I haven't done Y.
Yep.
I don't want to do it then. She didn't let that stop her, and now she's like a super huge director.
Yeah, she did PR for a lot.
I was gonna say that
Yes.
marketing PR stuff really clearly comes in handy because she knows how to run her Twitter. She knows how to get she knows how to get the message out in a way that doesn't feel like you're being advertised to.
Absolutely.
And I think that's just pure passion.
Well,
and
using
it's
your
exciting.
previous life skills for what you're doing now.
Also that.
And it's also, it was something, I feel like it's something that comes up a lot where with a lot of us, I mean, thank God we all will look young forever because sometimes historically it's taken us longer to get our chances than other folks do. It's getting better now.
This is why Black don't crack. I got it.
Yeah, this is
Putting
why.
two together.
It's a way to make sure that we can still be camera ready because we ain't going to be able to do stuff till we're 45.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Booba.
That's amazing.
Just making sure. Ed Greer, who would you like to talk about?
I just want to get one out of the way. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to talk about people maybe more obscure, and I just want to drop some. My man Ryan Coogler. I think we don't understand how much he's going to do and what he's going to do with his platform because we've never seen this before. A lot of other directors of different, all sorts of backgrounds have come up, but the power that he's going to have and the moment that he's going to have is unprecedented. You know what I mean? I mean, he's doing a Mansa Musa picture, but the richest person that ever lived who happened to be a conquering black man in ancient history. The very fact that we may see $150 million movie of that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's Black Panther times 10 because it's a real guy. You know what I mean? It's our Alexander the Great. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's even been talking about, a couple people talked about trying to do Hannibal. So either one of those, you know what I mean, would be like some
both.
Oh, dude, the tears would be drinking all throughout the ad campaigns of that. Like, oh, this isn't how it went in my 3 books. You know, that thing we're gonna get. Oh, magnificent. So him being able to break in, doing a Truth to Power movie, Fruitvale Station, and then them going, okay, well, here's a little franchise that's falling into disrepair. See what you could do with that. And then he put some turbo engines on that mug and some D's. He threw some D's on that Creed.
Creed with 3 D's.
He threw some D's on that Creed, and then he messes around and does Black Panther, and it's just like, I think he's got that rare combination of young and smart and woke. I hate that word now; it's been polluted, but young, smart, and conscious. Let's say,
yes,
and powerful, all at the same time, and that's unprecedented. And I'm gonna love to see what he's gonna do with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Coogler is one of my favorites that's coming out right now. And also, it's funny because you talk about Ava. They were telling stories about how they used to run into each other's like edit bays and watch cuts of each other's movies when they were both working in like close to the same lot together, which is just like, oh, I
at some point,
story.
Ava was supposed to do Black Panther, I believe, right?
She entered some talks, but I think that her vision was not the studio's vision, is what I was reading in the trades, which sound like we were getting very secondhand information. So take that information third hand, how you will. But they worked it out with New Gods. So she went over to DC and figured that out. So
Yep.
Yep, they are super lucky to have her. But yeah, Ryan Coogler is one I'm very excited for. Give him movies starring Michael B. Jordan forever, and I'm going to be really happy.
That'd be his protege. They good. They protege is not the right word. I would say more like muse. Yeah. And I feel like he typically gets the best roles out of Michael B. Jordan too, like best performances.
The Scorsese De Niro of it all.
Yes,
absolutely. Open mic, Eagle.
Speaking of Ava and speaking of Array, I wanted to bring up and shout out a director on the scene who I first became aware of because of Array. This is Matthew A. Cherry.
Ooh.
Yeah.
First of all, follow Matthew A. Cherry on Twitter.
Follow Matthew A.
That's a Twitter beast.
He is. A favor and follow Matthew A. Cherry on Twitter.
Get your whole life.
Yes, he has very brilliant social media presence. He's also a very in-demand director now. He's most known for a short animated film called Hair Love.
Oh, it's so cute.
Which ran with, was a Pixar movie? I forget which one.
I want to say Angry Birds. Yeah,
Angry Birds 3.
Okay. which started as a Kickstarter, but got support from all sorts of people, to Chris Rock, Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, and it became a Sony animated short and also a best-selling book. It was something he just started as a Kickstarter.
I'm trying to remember the artist's name. Something Vishti? I can't remember. But you should check out her art if you get a chance. She did the concept art for the animation and then drew the
so
book.
Dope. The images
so
are
beautiful.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And yeah, it's just about like showing a love for like black natural hair, and it's very, very sweet, and I love, and it is one of those ones where it does have something for everybody.
Yeah, and it specifically speaks to, you know, the stereotype that like black men don't know how to do their daughter's hair, and you know, send them out in the world looking crazy.
Show you that's not true.
And he was, you know, I was listening to an interview he did, and he said that one of the ways he got inspired to do that was he was watching these like viral videos.
Yeah, the Instagram video of the dad doing his daughter's hair.
And it's Vashti Harrison is the name of the artist.
And he felt like it was, you know, like the videos are powerful, but he felt like there was a little element of like fetishization going on with it too.
Like oh, look, he can actually do something. Look at him actually being a father instead of it just being his job.
So so it became something he wanted to do a whole story around. It came out beautiful. And he's also an in-demand television director. He's done The Last OG, Redline on CBS, which I think is another of Ava's shows, and in Whiskey Cavalier.
Yeah, he directed an episode of that earlier this year.
He's done as well. And another interesting thing about his story is he started as a football player. He was an NFL athlete and retired and started being a PA on set and worked his way all the way up.
Have you seen his first feature?
I haven't.
Nine Rides premiered at South by Southwest in 2016. It was shot all on the iPhone 6. Wow. He bought 6 iPhone 6s, and they were like, it takes place entirely in a Uber, where you follow the driver and you do the 9 rides he does that night. It has some of the blackest twists where you're like, I saw it in theater, and at one point everyone's like, this. No, like, it was like, what is going on? It's more of like a social drama than like, it's not violent at all. You're just like, I can't believe he did this. It is so good and so fun and kind of annoying, and it shows LA in a very like beautiful kind of wistful light.
Nice.
And that's sort of what put him on. I think like 2 years later he starts pitching around Hair Love. And Matthew's another person in the community who I feel like does a lot of uplifting and like
a lot of signal boosting,
especially on Twitter.
Creators of color, for sure. Absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to do one. This is another one. I always have to do this with a caveat, but I feel like this is going to be just a monster going into the next decade. We have to talk about Tyler Perry.
Oh, let's do it.
We have to talk about Tyler Perry, and you can feel how you want about his art. Absolutely. I have made it very clear that his art is not for me. It is for...
Your auntie.
It is for my aunties. It is for my mom. It is not for me. I don't think that every time you do something wrong, you're going to get AIDS. Like, it just...
Is that the plot of one of his films?
It sure is. It sure is.
Unhappy in your marriage? Well, now you got AIDS. So, I don't...
That's bad math.
Real bad math, you know. And the Medea stuff doesn't really speak to me with the cussing granny, and then all of a sudden everybody's in church. Not my thing. But Tyler Perry Studios is one of the most awe-inspiring things that have happened.
It's huge.
This year, if not this decade. I gushed about it a lot when it first came out on one of our episodes of SJU, because this thing is massive. It can fit like 3 of the biggest lots in Burbank can fit inside his studios. Most of, I want to say it's like 80% of the houses that are on the studio lot
function.
Yeah, they are coded so people could live there.
Wow.
He is starting, I got to make sure that I get this right because this is really important. But yeah, he's going to be starting a place for LGBT youth to go when they have not been. We know when they've been kicked out of the house, they don't have anywhere.
Vital in Atlanta.
Yes, there's going to be some shelters. It's also every single house on that lot is built so it has 3 different fronts so that you can be shooting different things and it all looks different. They built their own, now obviously it's not as perfect, they built their own White House
Whoa.
There is a version of the Why. It is beautiful, and this is Atlanta is obviously huge for film right now. Everyone shoots there. Marvel shoots there. Disney shoots there. Everyone shoots there, and they've been using his studio, and just the way that he's been able to use that to give more jobs to folks in the community. He named every stage after a huge, important Black person in film and media.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, there's an Oprah lot. There's like it's pretty amazing. And so it's just kind of, for me, it's incredibly awe-inspiring. Again, his art is not for me, but I'm glad that my auntie's money is going to something that is so cool, and something that it really is going to be a place where, because he said he wants us to feel like home for filmmakers, and that's also part of the reason why the houses are decode, because if you're a younger filmmaker and you can't necessarily afford, you can stay in a house while you're shooting something. And so, just giving opportunities for people like that. He's also, there's so much more.
No,
He's also going to be helping run the BET streaming service, which so it's going to be him, the Tyler Perry, and they're going to have all the great stuff that's on BET. So they're going to have all of the great made for BET movies.
Players Club will constantly be available for stream.
Martin will probably be on there a lot.
More than likely, yes.
Martin's on BET all the time.
Oh yeah, any of that stuff. So I believe a lot of that 3 Art stuff might be on there, but I'll have to double check. So he is really, really running stuff, and that's why he's got to put that dress on the hanger and walk away.
There'll be gaps in Taraji P. Henson's career without him, which is crazy. There's no reason she should ever not be working.
She should always be working.
But what I value in Tyler Perry is the way that he's taken some of our top performers and made sure that they stay in work and stay in the spotlight, because a lot of times when you're trying to book your next gig, it's so dependent on when was your last one and how much money did that make.
Well, and I cannot remember the gentleman's name right now. I'm so sorry, but remember there was that huge controversy because the guy from the Cosby Show, they found him at Trader Joe's.
Right. Yeah.
Tyler Perry was one of the people that was like, "Well, come work for me.
Yeah.
If everyone's going to talk mess about you having a job, come work for me." Little things like that, and that's exactly it. Is he's very good about reaching back instead of just being like, "Well, what's the new hot thing?"
Exactly.
Sorry?
Jeffrey Owens.
Jeffrey Owens.
Thank
you, Ryan.
Shout out Jeffrey Owens for having an honest job.
Yes.
But and the
Thank
thing.
you. Look, I could be at Trader Joe's at any minute.
Yeah.
And y'all just gonna have to bring up your plums in peace. Don't take
Bring them up. But yeah, I totally agree with that, and I think it's the thing I would have to say about Tyler Perry is there's so many people who are dependent upon the industry, and he's become indispensable to said industry because they come into him to film some stuff on this line. They come there's so many people who get so obsessed with being a star because that's what we see, but the behind the scenes thing is a billion times more powerful. I'm trying to explain that to my manager right now. It's just like, dude, it'd be real great if I was on camera talking about eat this burger, dude, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to do that. I would like to be a showrunner, and I would like to be somebody who makes decisions. So, can I just...
I want you to do both. I want you to go into those burger auditions, and I want you to run your own show.
The McRib is back. But also, y'all need to wake up. We ain't ready for this conversation.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. They're going to commoditize my fire? No thanks.
You got to do it for the Mountain Dew gang.
McDonald's is listening, and come February, we're going to have you to blame for whatever kind of woke McDonald's commercials we have to face.
There's going to be so many. They make a new one every day.
Yeah.
We're going to have a red, black, and green Big Mac, probably.
They just started testing a chicken sandwich in Tennessee.
Oh, I bet they have.
Yeah, they have. They're coming for you.
It's going to be shaped like those Africa medallions.
Oh, no.
You got to have an X of mayonnaise on it.
We can't say this stuff into the internet because it listens.
No.
Listen.
They're going to do it, yep.
We can't put that bad energy out there. All right, Ed, who else would you like to talk about?
Okay, I'm going to get crucified by people in the know. But Rick Famuyiwa, is that how you say it?
Famuyiwa, I think?
Yeah.
I think.
Exactly.
Why? Who?
No, because no, because I didn't say it properly. That's why they're gonna come at me for the right reasons,
for the
quote unquote.
Right. No, I get that. Yeah.
But it's one of those things where you see it printed a billion times more than you see it spoken. Yeah. Why is that? But so basically, I love Rick because not only did he do stuff like The Wood and Brown Sugar that we don't remember, he worked on those movies, and those are like seminal stuff. So he got in with the whole like, these are movies all just us. We're gonna do us movies that be marketed towards us. And then for a little while it goes fallow because he's working on TV and different stuff like that. And then he does Dope, which a lot of us say is like one of the only times we saw our existence, where it's like, yes, the hood and all the danger is right there, but school and my bike and whatever kind of music I want to listen to, as eclectic as I want to be, is right here. And then, you know what I'm saying, then this is my mom's Red Fox records over here, and all this life that isn't just all guns and horror and no school, you know what I mean? It's like the regular kid life, but they happen to be black. Love that movie. And then he started bubbling up, baby, because he starts getting mentioned doing the Flash movie. He almost did the Flash. He was smart enough to dodge that bullet. Boom. You know what I mean? Right. He zipped right around that, and then most recently he's directed the second episode of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, wow.
And he directed the hell out of it.
First
you know what I'm saying?
black person to direct a Star Wars property.
Has it really? In 30,000 years?
We're the first black person and the first women on this show.
Wow.
We're doing
First
the
woman of
first
color.
a lot of stuff this year.
In 2019.
And 2019. So yeah, I think that what you guys just said, that's why he's important. And again, he's going to be on my man Coogler and Rick show. I want Coogler and Rick to be a buddy cop show, sliding across the hood of cars, busting directors who aren't diverse. You don't hire diverse enough. Get in the back. You know what I mean? Because I just think that they're, like I said, and Rick's another one. He's like 46. I don't want to put his age out there, but it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming for him to get this level. He started young, so it's like, but it's been a long time coming for him to get this sort of influence. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just really on that, and I'm really looking forward to whatever he chooses to do with this new power that he has.
Absolutely. Mike?
We're talking about going into the future, and there's somebody who's on the scene right now who I think is so incredibly funny, and because I've worked behind the scenes with her on some things, I know she's got so much more coming in the future. And so we're going to get ahead of the curve. We're going to shout out Quinta Brunson.
Yes, we are.
Oh, we got to get ahead of it. Yes.
I love her.
Just an amazing talent in so many ways. Currently featured on a Black Lady sketch show.
Sure is.
Please watch it. Can't say it enough, y'all.
Yeah, please do.
It's really funny.
On HBO. I think it just got greenlit for a second season.
Sure did.
And if you watch that show, you see she knocks everything out of the park. Every scene she's given, she knocks out of the park. And she's been doing that ever since she started. I mean, I think I first became aware of her doing BuzzFeed videos.
Best thing BuzzFeed ever gave us.
For real. And and
Larry Wilmore picked her up after that.
Right. So she's developed her skills as a writer, actress, and a producer. She's got a pilot in the works with CBS that she's working on with Jermaine Fowler and Larry Wilmore.
Nice.
Didn't HBO just announce she had a show?
Another one?
Yeah.
Well, my goodness.
Yeah, like yesterday. I think it came out like yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
More money.
Exactly. And more money for, somebody who deserves it, somebody who works really hard and is really talented. And, I can't say enough wonderful things about.
She just got a pilot commitment.
Oh, she just got a pilot commitment. Thank you again, Ryan, the fact checker. Well done. I love Quinta. Quinta is so funny. If you're not sure who Quinta Brunson is, look at any GIF. Just find any GIF that's not my big face is probably Quinta.
The girl hitting the
maybe-
Dougie in the infinite face pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, golly.
Yeah, and-
Classic.
Great sketch.
It's just solid.
And I love Quinta because, as you stated, Mike, she can play anything. Like, they'd be like, okay, we need two ladies and a golf ball. And Quinta would be like, I'll be the golf ball. And that golf ball will steal that scene.
Really will.
You know what I mean? And she somehow knows how to channel it. You know what I'm saying? All right, be the ball. You know what I'm saying? She's very good. So, and I've had occasion of meeting her on the stand-up scene, when she's nosing around and stuff. And she's remarkably nice. She always has a kind word to say. If she sees you perform and she likes it, she'll say so. She's not all stuck up. So it's really cool.
I like when good people or when talented people are also good people.
Real.
That's a really fun combination. Yeah, I love Quinta. Definitely one to make sure that you check out. I've been bouncing around here. I think we're going back to there we go.
We got it. We're here.
We got it.
Hi. Okay, so piggybacking off of Open Mike Eagle, looking at the future and people who maybe haven't quite hit superstardom level yet, but have a lot to say and have a lot of talent, are going to be doing a lot of things. Burning Cane, which was distributed by Array via Netflix, was directed by a 19-year-old kid named Phillip Youmans.
Wow.
I had the pleasure of sitting down and talking to him, and the kid is not just smart, he's not just thoughtful, he has vision, which I think I was in film school when I was 19, and how are you making features with strong narrative thoughts that are both experimental and commercial? It seems impossible, and yet he's doing it, and he's humble about it, and what he's really excited about is exploring his culture in a way that hasn't been touched yet. He's from Louisiana, and so this film is set there. It's all about, he no longer has a relationship with God. His mother has a very devout relationship with God. He explores those intersections. How do I love my mother, love being in the same space with her, love her ideals and her morals, and disagree with her religion? And what does that have to say about religion and the way it's grown with black people, specifically black people in the South? Beautiful film. It stars Wendell Pierce, who also produced it. I don't know how he got
Wendell
such
Pierce.
talented people to come in and do this movie on a shoestring budget. He wrote a letter to Ava for he's like, I just feel like Array would be really good. What do you think? And then his people were like, well, we got Ava on the phone. Like, let's just do it. And it worked out. She's going to distribute his next film, which is about a disenfranchised Black Panther group in Louisiana.
Wow.
Based on a real story. I love a kid who's fascinated and engrossed in our history, who wants to make that come alive, not just for himself, but for his people, and who can do it in a way that just is breathtakingly beautiful. I'm so excited to watch Phillip's career just blossom. I think he's got so much to say, and I'm hoping that he continues to do it with an independent spirit, because there's something so not Hollywood about his pictures. And as much as I love LA and I love a lot of the things that we produce out of here, film is a global network of people. And so getting to see other sides of storytelling is I think what keeps us fresh and exciting. So I love Phillip. I'm just really excited to see what he does next.
We're just gonna get younger and younger here. Because I'm going with Marseille Martin.
Hey, producer extraordinaire.
The youngest producer.
Period.
How old
Period.
is she?
13?
I think when she started producing Little, she was 11.
Goodness.
And so Little is a story that was, the story, she wrote, did the story, and then of course an adult came in and was like, now it's a screenplay. But basically she came up with the story and a lot of the jokes. You know her from, as Dionne in Blackish, where even as a young kid, you can see that she's one of those ones where it's like, you've been here before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, or who shrunk this, grown woman and put it into this tiny baby's
Her
brain?
side eye is too practiced.
It's too practiced.
Who's been making you do this?
She's a great actress. She's only getting better. She was also in a great episode of Black Lady Sketch Show. I cannot stress this enough. That show also has a lot of cameos by very, very great creatives. Go check that out. But yeah, so already in the game, writing, producing. She wants to start directing. And at this age, at 13, I can't imagine how far she's going to go from here. And it sounds like she's doing all of the right things to set herself up for success out of child starhoodness. I'm not worried about her.
Well, that's a wonderful thing, 'cause that can go wrong 10 ways from Sunday.
Yeah,
so
I don't think we're going to see a Honey Boy starring her later.
Please don't. I'll be so
Protect
mad.
her. Protect her.
At all costs.
But yeah, so that's one thing that makes me really excited, because if she's doing all of this now at 13, can you imagine what she's going to be doing in 10 years?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's someone to definitely check out and watch out for. She's a great actress. Does anyone? I might have a couple of honorable mentions.
Yes, I'll shout out Numa Perrier again. She is so thoughtful. Her film Jezebel is about her time as a sex worker. It is powerful and moving and beautiful. Well, forgive us on names, y'all. Najila Moomin, she did the film Jinn, which had an incredible festival circuit run, which was great. I can't believe I'm going to do this again. Can we get a fact check on the little girl who was in Watchmen, but also This Is Us and Shazam? Harriet. I want to say Harriet, but it's a first name or last name. Can't remember. You'll know her by her Afro puffs. She's adorable, funny. Another kid who's like, how do you have the facial expressions of an adult who has been working for 80 hours a week for the last 6 years?
You look weird. You look like you know how to be world weird.
Herman?
Faith Herman?
Yes, that's
Thank
correct.
you.
Faith Herman. This little girl is so talented, so wonderful. I've seen her, if you watch Watchmen, episode 7, she plays the young Angela character. Ooh, Oh, I didn't know she could do silent and resilient and strong that way. She's always just adorable and super
bubbly,
cute.
especially in Shazam.
Yeah, and we love her for that. But she's got to show her range, and that was like, okay, I've been put on notice. I understand that you're coming next, and I want to look out for that.
Yeah, exactly. Keep us running. I also wanted to talk. This is going to be Karina Evans, who does a lot of Drake's music videos. She's another like young director who's coming out and doing big things. Somebody that people should check out. Yeah, she is amazing. She's done like all the ones that you've liked of his recently. Those have all been her.
The one with Tracy Ellis Ross and all the girls in it. Yeah, that was like
Nice
her musical director debut.
And can we shout out a writer real quick? I didn't prep this because I didn't know. But there's a lady I follow, Marquita Robinson. She worked on You're the Worst, and she wrote on Glow. Some of the best episodes featuring some of the most like, oh wow, look at that. Like I didn't know they knew about that. That's her. Anytime we watch that show, it's like I didn't know they knew about that. That's her. And she's just remarkable because it's hard to be on a staff and get your voice out there. You're just trying to blend in. You're trying to do your thing. And she's still able to get her nuggets in because she roots it in humanity. And, you know, I love the fact that, like, you know, anyway, I'm not going to go off on that rant, but you know, it's just really good that you can use your influence to put out like the visions you want to see what you want to see, and have it be known how universal it is what I'm trying to say.
Shout out to all the black writers on Watchmen for doing the same thing, but specifically Corey Jefferson, who directed who wrote episode 6.
Amazing.
If you don't get an Emmy, I'll fight for you. I'm ready.
Where are we going?
Got me in the street.
Where
We're
we
gonna be waiting outside. Like, yo.
It's going to be like how Dan was on Hereditary. You know what I'm saying? Hereditary, yeah. Dan was on Hereditary. That's how we're going to ride.
Watchmen episode 6, you cowards. Gosh, Lena Waithe is doing good work.
Absolutely.
Queen and Slim just came out. Mixed up. But that's what's great is that like we're at a point with art now where we can actually have these conversations in public, and it's not like, well, you have to like everything.
Or they'll never give us another shot.
Give us another shot. Yeah. And she's also bringing people up. One of our favorite podcasts, The Read, Kid Fury, she is working with him to help him produce his pilot.
Can't
nice.
Yeah, and so she's doing a lot of that, also bringing people up. Beyonce seems like she's going to be trying to get more into film and TV production. If you watch Lemonade, if you know Beyonce, you know that she knows how to surround herself with very talented people.
Shout out to Melina Matsoukas, who directed Lemonade and Queen and Slim.
Absolutely. Any honorable mentions for you? Music too. Script.
Oh, music.
Oh, he said challenge accepted.
Who do I love in music right now? Dang. Samus.
Oh, yes!
Samus.
The piano god.
No.
No, Samus not playing piano? Do it for Solange?
No.
I think somebody else. Okay, never mind.
Different. This is a rapper. She's out of Ithaca, New York, by way of Houston. She named herself Samus after the Metroid character.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. She had a special on Black Girl Nerds with her. Yes.
And she is just one of the most talented and spirited and emotionally present performers I've ever seen in my life. I've seen a lot of rap shows. I've done a lot of rap shows. She brings people to tears on almost every show because her songs are so much about, you know, the things that she's gone through when she unpacks all of that, and her performances are very cathartic on stage. And she also just earned a PhD. She's teaching at Brown. She's like teaching hip hop course at Brown while maintaining her incredible music career. So I love shouting her out anytime I can because she's absolutely amazing.
See,
get
and
the
now
whole
you can
album
look that
download.
Up, and when it happens, you can be like, I knew about that.
That's
I listened to cool people.
Right.
2 M's on that Samus.
Two M's?
Yes, 2
Thank you.
M's.
2 M's on that, Samus. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. I'm really excited and happy that we could get this show all together. Here's the part of the show where I ask all of you to tell everyone where they can find you and all of your wonderful faces. Ed Greer.
At Ed Greer Destroys on Twitter, and you can check me out on my podcast, Nerd Goat Podcast. We talk to interesting people about their favorite fictional character.
Love it. I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique, Hollywood Reporter, Playboy, AV Club, Pace Magazine. Check us out.
Hey.
At Mike_Eagle. I'm also all over the internet, but that is where I'm at every day. And I tell you about the rest of my stuff right there.
Also, check out New Negroes if you have not done so.
Yes, please.
Please do. He has music. Go buy that. And thank all of you for enjoy your vacation. Thank you so much for supporting and liking and subscribing. You are why we get to do the things that we're due. Especially right now during the holidays, we're very lucky that we have this platform. We want to make sure that we are putting it forward. And so we're trying to shout out organizations that do really great work. So right now we're doing 826 LA. They are a nonprofit organization. What they do is they support under-resourced students from ages 6 to 18, just teaching them about writing, expository writing skills, creative writing skills, helping teachers inspire their kids to write. They have after-school programs where they teach you how to write. They have in-school tutoring. They do a lot of good work getting these kids to put their thoughts onto papers, and you can check out the link below for more information about this program, how you can help, how you can volunteer. And thank you all so much for joining us, and we will be back with you soon. Bye.